I'm meteorologist Mike Seidel in Washington. The storm is underway here in the nation's capital up towards Baltimore. Snow began falling about an hour ago, and it's already covered the ground. We've got a complete rundown analysis on Winter Storm Jonas, and the blizzard of 2016. Dave, Alex.
Welcome to a special edition of Weather Center Live as we keep you ahead of a powerful winter storm. As Mike Seidel just told us, it's Jonas. The ground is covered, and the ground will be a memory by tomorrow in Washington. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. Jonas hurling snow, freezing rain, ice from Tennessee into our nation's capital. Tens of thousands of people have already lost power from this one.
And other issues, too, as this video shows us. Out of Nashville, Tennessee, the push to help a car stalled out in the snow after 5 inches of snow fell here today.
Yeah, as you watch, the driver of the car behind this one gets out. He offers to help. He and a police officer work to push that car on this snowy, slippery road. This scene, not isolated. This has been repeated all across Tennessee, parts of Kentucky into Virginia.
Yeah, we've had double-digit snowfall totals already in Southwest Virginia. That's what's heading to the nation's capital and Baltimore and Philly and
yeah, we could be measuring snow in the feet. Now, a lot of people go, oh, the problems, the power outages, the road conditions, but a lot of people are also really excited.
Yeah, and it's a weekend coming up.
That's one of the best scenarios you could get.
Let's bring in meteorologist Mike Seidel live in Washington, D.C. Mike, you're a veteran of snowstorms, and you lived in Washington, D.C., I believe, for a while. What's it look like to you?
Well, it's getting covered as expected. The temperature now 24 in Washington, out of Dulles 23, so we're safely and well below freezing. Look what happens when something's not treated. Like the sidewalks here. We're at the corner of D in Louisiana, and that wind is going to come blowing right up the street here tonight and tomorrow. It's going to be howling, gusting 40 to 45 miles an hour. As you look down Louisiana, down towards those buses, towards the mall, you can see the road is covered with snow. So again, it's now snowing harder. The temperature has dropped from 29 down to 24. That it's sticking on the roadways and the sidewalks. It's just a matter of time with the intensity that we have travel problems. That's why everybody's been sent home early. The good thing about a 24-degree snowfall is it's easy to shovel. It's a powdery snow, and that's going to help things out. But again, the wind is really going to be ratchet up later this evening, right on through Saturday. That's why we have the blizzard warning in effect, and we'll be out here to show it to you, Alex and Dave. It's going to get feisty by far. I was out here for the 2010 blizzard, and you won't even basically be able to see across the street. Guys?
Yeah, tonight it's really going to get active. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, here's what we know so far about this winter storm, Jonas.
Let's take the facts. The National Guard, they've been deployed to help in Washington, D.C., also West Virginia and North Carolina. 27 million people under blizzard warnings as we speak.
Blizzard warnings. 6 states and D.C. have declared a state of emergency. Nearly 3,000 flights have been canceled up and down the East Coast today. And some of the worst is still to come from Jonas.
Yeah, Carl Parker is in the lab. He is tracking this dangerous winter storm. And for some areas, Carl, perhaps historic snowfall.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those storms that people are telling their grandkids about many, many years from now. An historic storm now taking shape across the mid-Atlantic region. And this is what it looks like from space. A massive storm, a very powerful storm. The upper low sitting right here across the Appalachians and pulling in all kinds of moisture across the mid-Atlantic region and into that surface low pressure that's going to be coming up across the mid-Atlantic region tonight. So the forecast really has not changed very much. We're basically looking at an incredible amount of snow centered on the mid-Atlantic region. This contour right in there, that is 2 feet and more. So we're talking about northern Maryland, right across I-70, out along 270, northwest of the Beltway, and then westward along 66, down 81, Front Royal, Herndon, the Dulles area, and then up into southern Pennsylvania, maybe Adams and York County as well. All of those areas in for more than 2 feet of snow. And some of our high-resolution models indicating that out towards Front Royal, we could be talking about more than 3 feet of snow by the time it's all said and done. There are still some tricky parts of the forecast, most notably here just southeast of D.C. You're going to go from very heavy snow to not much at all over a really small area, and that's because of the sleet that is likely to mix in maybe some freezing rain and some rain as well. So a sharp gradient, as we say, southeast of D.C., and along with that, we're going to get much less in the way of total snowfall snowfall, and that's going to be really close on the southeast side of the D.C. metro area. And another problem area is the north side of that precipitation right up into New York. So there's sort of a variance there. You're going to see quite a bit, we think, on the south side of the metro, and then maybe not much at all on the north side of the metro. And if any little shift in the track of the low could change that dramatically, that could really bring up the totals in New York City and in Hartford, or bring them down. But right now we're thinking the heaviest amounts are likely to be in northern parts of Jersey. Here is a look at the radar picture, and you can see how the snow is ongoing in the Ohio Valley and back down into Middle Tennessee, and the snow really filling in right now across Virginia. We've had as much as 8.5 inches in Newcastle in the southwest part of the state, so already some hefty totals. And right now we are seeing half-mile moderate snow. That means half-mile visibility there around D.C. at DCA, downtown, also in Dulles Airport, and then south of town in Quantico. So the snowfall rates are really picking up already. The winds are not that strong as of yet, about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but they will continue to increase. And as they do so, we're going to see most likely those full-fledged blizzard conditions later tonight and into tomorrow morning. So here we are looking at the model forecast, 11:30 tonight. That's very heavy banding there along 81 and up into D.C. Winds really picking up at this time. That's life-threatening weather, and that goes into tomorrow morning, and that banding also coming up into the Philly metro and into New York tomorrow morning, and ongoing through the day in Philly and at New York. Dave, Alex, back to you.
This will be something to watch. Thank you so much, Carl Parker. Well, Winter Storm Jonas is already making its presence felt in Tennessee.
Yeah, the state dealing with ice as well as snow just ahead. Who could see up to an inch of ice from this powerful winter storm?
Memphis, Tennessee. Icy.
You
Winter
gave it
Storm
away.
Jonas.
I'm just kidding.
This program brought to you by FedEx. Solutions that matter.
Thanks.
FedEx has solutions to enable global commerce that can help your company grow steadily and quickly.
做得很好。
Cut it out. See you tomorrow.
No matter what nasty cold symptoms you get, Alka-Seltzer Plus liquid gels rush liquid fast relief to your tough cold symptoms. And they outsell Mucinex liquid gels 2 to 1. Alka-Seltzer Plus liquid gels.
Attention users of the blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding.
If you took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered uncontrolled bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking one of these drugs, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
I'm attorney Bob Goldwater. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and were then hospitalized for internal bleeding, call us right now. You may be entitled to substantial compensation.
The makers of these drugs may be to blame for your internal bleeding. You deserve to be paid for what you've been through. Call the Goldwater Law Firm right now. You may be entitled to substantial compensation.
The makers of Pradaxa have agreed to pay $650 million in settlements. If you took Pradaxa or Xarelto and were injured, call us right now.
Call now to see if you qualify. Call 1-800-796-9100. That's 1-800-796-9100. 1-800-796-9100.
It's amazing.
The Magicians. Double episode premiere Monday at 9 on Sci-Fi.
Currently in our area, 67 degrees with light rain. Tonight, thunderstorms early. A few storms may be severe. Low 55. Saturday, partly cloudy and windy. High 62. Winds could occasionally gust over 50 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies. Low 41. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We're geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
Jet.com is here. The smart way to save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since... Where's the money? Cash registers. Sorcery. With Jet.com, you can save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since shopping.
Love drama? Go on a first date.
My passion is puppetry. Here? I think we're done here.
Hate drama? Go to Cars.com. Research, price, find. Only Cars.com helps you get the right car without all the drama.
Do you hear that? Thunder snow.
The dog was like, Mom, Dad!
Right. We heard it. They heard it.
Would it be a winter storm without it? Thunder rumbled as snow fell this morning in Nashville, Tennessee. This is a part of the country that you're not necessarily used to it. We see it in those lake effect bands quite a bit. But in Nashville, you guys got a special treat.
That certainly startled those dogs, huh? Let's see some copy.
Nashville might not be the only ones who could hear that thunder snow by the time Jonas is done. What do you say about that?
Winter storm Jonas is going to hit New York hard. We're talking about New York City. Syracuse, nothing. New York City, something. Blizzard conditions may begin by early Saturday.
They are under a blizzard warning, and NBC's Kristen Dahlgren is at LaGuardia Airport monitoring the travel situation. Kristen, I can imagine you are talking to a lot of people that are concerned about their trips and wondering, is it going to happen?
Hey there, yeah, definitely. And you might look outside and think, well, there's no snow coming down yet, so my flight should be going out on time. Not so, and there's a few things going on. So far here at LaGuardia, we have about 79 cancellations on the day. So that's about 13% of flights, a lot of cancellations. And what's going on is, one, that they have to cancel things because they don't want the aircraft to come in here and get stuck. Obviously, we're expecting a lot of snow in the New York area, and so they don't want those planes snowed in, and so they are staying elsewhere. So those flights are canceled. And then also, when you look at air travel, you really have to look at the entire system. And so we're seeing the snow in places like Charlotte today. American Airlines canceled all of its flights into and out of Charlotte. It's a hub for American Airlines, and so that throws a wrench in the entire system. You've got then going into tomorrow, we're going to see even more cancellations. Here in New York, they're saying no flights in or out tomorrow, and that's not just LaGuardia, that's also JFK and at Newark. Philadelphia, the same thing. On Saturday, no flights in and out, and then all of the DC area airports. So it really does just have this trickle-down effect, so people even into the Midwest and the West Coast may be feeling the effects of this storm when it comes to air travel. So far nationwide, about 5,000 or more cancellations when you're looking at today and tomorrow. So really just a lot of cancellations. So when will things get back to normal? That's what everyone wants to know. When will they get out of here? When will they get where they need to be? And it's a good question. The airlines say they'd like to have flights back up and running by noon on Sunday, but it's going to take some time to get all of the aircraft in the places that they're supposed to be and get everything back to normal. So it could be a few days, Dave and Alex.
Yeah, you kind of get that backup going. And unfortunately, this is the time of year where everybody has their trip planned to the Caribbean or Mexico to try to get some of that warmth and escape what's happening out there now.
Not today.
Unfortunately. Thank you so much, Kristen. We'll check in with you again. You know, the lead up to Winter Storm Jonas, this was a common sight in places like Raleigh, North Carolina. Fountains Frozen in place. Yeah, that blue sky you see in the background, you are not seeing that anymore. Ice from the sky as well. You know, we're watching sleet and freezing rain across parts of the Carolinas in addition to snow. How about Nashville? No pool parties for you here unless you plan to celebrate winter. This is the poolside view in Nashville. Not just snow around the pool, but that water looking like it's a little icy in spots. You gonna do a polar plunge in that one, Dave?
I don't think so.
No,
I'm
don't
not
think
going to
so
do a
either.
snow roller either. You know what that is?
No.
You just get out there in your swimsuit and you roll around in the snow right into the heated pool.
So, okay, into a heated pool. Because I was going to say that's a hypothermia roller.
Right, exactly. That's what that is.
Heated pool. All right, I'll do it.
Look at this mess out here. I tell you, this is all ice and sleet. Even back in Gainesville, Georgia, freezing rain in 31. This is going to be the big problem area here, as it has to do with ice on trees, bridges, overpasses, and power lines. We're talking about major disruptions to power. So if you've got a battery-operated anything, make sure it's working and get it out, because before the night's over, you just might need it.
There's a place for vacationers who seek more than just a little time off. The ones who choose to go big or stay home. Come with me now. Where every amazing, despicable, wizarding adventure reveals moments that are truly epic. This place is made for those who do more than just vacation. Go with me now. It's made for those who vacation like they mean it. Universal Orlando Resort.
I've always been protective of my little sister. But when she got cancer, she was the strong one. She learned while she needed chemo. It could weaken my immune system. But then you found out about Neulasta. Right.
Neulasta helps reduce infection risk by boosting your white blood cell count, which strengthens your immune system. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease.
Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to Neulasta or Neupogen. Ruptured spleens, sometimes fatal, as well as serious lung problems, allergic reactions, kidney injuries, and capillary leak syndrome have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, allergic reactions, puffiness in face or ankles, change in urine, swelling of stomach area, feeling of fullness, dizziness, or feeling faint to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
Ellie's strong, but she still needs help. Yeah, I do.
Ask your doctor about Neulasta.
In the summertime, when the weather is fine, you can stretch right up into the sky. When it's vacation time, you got MSC Cruises on your mind. Have a drink, relax, you're gonna have a good time. Sail along with us at MSC, see a fabulous show and be happy.
Cruise the Caribbean with MSC Cruises. Call your travel agent or visit msccruises.com.
Severe weather is, I think, when the Weather Channel really shines. You see everyone come together during severe weather events. What it comes down to is that this weather is affecting people. When you start linking the people side up to the weather and the science and the data, it makes a real connection and starts, I think, drive home the importance of what we do.
At the Watershed, we believe in recovery. We believe that every alcoholic and addict deserves the opportunity to be healed. Our team of addiction professionals will address the underlying causes of your addiction while treating you with dignity and respect. We've helped thousands of patients recover from this seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. Addicts can recover. Addicts do recover. No matter how hopeless the situation seems, the time to get help is now. Call the Watershed today.
Experience all the fun of a 2-night Bahamas Paradise cruise for the amazing low price of just $109. For $109, you'll enjoy a 2-night Bahamas cruise that includes 5-course dining, spectacular live shows, lots of fun on the ship, and more fun in the Bahamas. Call today on this incredible offer, as this special $109 cruise price won't last. Call 800-814-7100. That's 800-814-7100.
I think what makes the Weather Channel's coverage unique is that we are meteorologists. We know the weather, and that makes a tremendous difference.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees with light rain. Tonight, thunderstorms early. A few storms may be severe. Low 55. Saturday, partly cloudy and windy. High 62. Winds could occasionally gust over 50 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies. Low 41. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Here's a live look at Virginia Beach on the radar. Notice the snow just north of us. Out in Norfolk and then up on the peninsula, Newport News, Hampton, and up toward Williamsburg. This is Winter Storm Jonas, impacting almost the entire state of Virginia.
Yeah, a lot of concerns, too, not just the snow and the wind, but officials are worried about Jonas actually also bringing severe coastal flooding to parts of the coast, including the Jersey Shore.
That'll become an issue when the winds pick up tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Reagan Medji is in Long Beach Island, New Jersey. Reagan, what do you have to tell us?
Well, we're going to talk about prepping, and we're also going to, if you go back in your mind and remember the last time we were out here was back in October when there was a nor'easter that ate away at the beach, and I'm going to show you why we're so concerned about the impending winter storm Jonas coming along the Jersey Shore. So this is Harvey Cedars. This is on Long Beach Island. There are 6 communities along an 18-mile of island, and you can see that there's the ocean, here's the beach. And then if I walk over here, remember that October storm? This is what it did. Now, what are we looking at this for? The reason is because this winter storm Jonas will likely be eroding the beach. This is beach erosion. This from last October. So you can only imagine that with this storm, it's going to get greater. I'm joined now with John Oldham. He is the mayor and the Office of Emergency Management Coordinator here at Harvey Cedars. Now, what is your concern with Winter Storm Jonas and what we have already some beach erosion here?
Any storm that comes up erodes the beach, and the dune is what really protects the homes from really tremendous damage. And so it's about time, it's about tides, and so as the tide comes in, because the ocean's really calm today, but tomorrow you're going to see 12 to 20 foot seas, which is quite a bit different, and that's going to start to come up here. It's going to start to eat this away. One of the things you'll notice is the dune grass and how those roots can go down like 6-7 feet, which holds that in place, and that buys us time, and that protects the homes until the storm passes.
Okay, so for people who aren't familiar with Harvey Cedars, we're between Toms River and Atlantic City. Year-round, 400 people live here. Okay, check that. In the summer, at the peak, 10,000 people come here to vacation. You have big tourism, so you obviously want to keep everything in place and safe. What other measures are you putting in place to make sure that the homes are safe, the people who live here are safe?
Well, we always worry about our residents, right? So we do a lot of reverse 911 where we call people, we check on them and make sure that they're okay, that they're safe. We are worried about power outages. We're worried about back bay flooding. We are worried about the erosion. I believe that our dunes will hold since we did the beach project. You're always pushing stuff up to, as you can see behind me here, you're pushing stuff up to make sure that you don't have a tremendous drop off and stuff like that. So those are some of the things that we do. We're ready for the snow. You know, we have our snow plows ready. We have all of the tractors, and we're really ready to go. Our emergency management team has met. We have our police department, fire company, public works department. We're all on the same page and ready to deal with whatever comes our way.
Now, the one thing you said, sightseers. Talk about that real quickly.
One of the things that everybody wants, there's sensationalism with a storm, and everybody wants to see. And really, you really don't want to become a casualty or be more of a problem than we already might have. So stay away for a couple days, and then people can come down. Once a storm passes, it's usually very nice. And so that's a good time to come after the event.
Okay, and also we also want to say, sightseers, just tune into the Weather Channel. We're out here for a reason. We are protected by these wonderful people with the Office of Emergency Management, the police, the fire. They let us in areas that are safe for us. We are out here to show you what it looks like. We have a barrier of protection around us. If we're not somewhere, you want to make sure that you don't go there either. Dave, Alex, back to you guys.
Thanks, Reagan. Well, blizzard conditions are expected in the nation's capital tonight.
How much snow is Washington, D.C. going to get? We're going to talk about it next. The factors in play that could give the city one of its top 5 snowfalls ever.
Are you powered by protein? Milk has 8 grams to help give you energy to unleash your potential. Start every day with Milk's protein and Milk Life.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
If my hands are dried and cracked, I can't do my job efficiently.
My hands are dry from washing my hands lots of times a day.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry, cracked hands.
O'Keefe's works.
I saw it working for my husband, and I knew I had to try it.
Learn more at o'keefescompany.com.
Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. Killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
The longest-lasting midsize sedan in its class. The 2016 Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
Call now if you have an IVC filter or blood clot device. Medical studies have shown that IVC filters used to treat blood clots may break or migrate in your body, causing severe injuries. IVC filter injuries include internal bleeding, blood clotting, tearing of the heart or lung tissue, migration, pulmonary embolism, stroke, or death. Call now if you have an IVC filter or blood clot device. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
Call 1-888-312-2764. That's 1-888-312-2764.
Today, thanks to Great Call, my mom has a cell phone she actually enjoys using, the Jitterbug. She loves it and takes it everywhere. The big buttons make it so easy to dial. It has a bright screen that's easy to see, a powerful speaker so conversations are loud and clear, and one of the longest lasting batteries on the market.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, sweetie.
And with Great Call's exclusive 5-star service, the Jitterbug can become your personal safety device. One touch and you'll be immediately connected to 5-star agents who can confirm your location and get you the help you need.
The easy-to-use Jitterbug. Service starts at just $14.99 a month. Or choose the easy-to-use Jitterbug Touch smartphone. And now, with We Love Talk, you can get twice the monthly minutes for life.
Exclusively from Great Call. Available at retailers nationwide.
It's amazing.
The Magicians. Double episode premiere Monday at 9 on Sci-Fi.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees with light rain. Tonight, thunderstorms early. A few storms may be severe. Low 55. Saturday, partly cloudy and windy. High 62. Winds could occasionally gust over 50 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies. Low 41. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by Beltone.
Beltone is conducting a new trial on innovative hearing technology. You will be asked to evaluate a remarkable product that's virtually invisible. Call 1-800-BELTONE.
We're going to watch this storm really unfold this afternoon for us in a big way of big-time snowfall totals.
tracking the traffic nightmare really still unfolding in Nashville after a morning of heavy, heavy snowfall.
How are the roads out there?
Honestly, Paul, they're a lot worse than I expected. I think the fact that we've seen more sleet than freezing rain is good for the trees and power lines, but it's made the roads a lot worse.
We're watching the snow close in on the D.C. area, and the radar is picking it up.
A mixed bag of everything because of Winter Storm Jonas.
All of this beach expected to be covered with water by Saturday morning.
We have so much of this to go.
So it's happening. It is verifying. And this is only the beginning. Yeah. It's 1:30 here as we track a blockbuster of a winter storm called Jonas. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. More communities planning to open emergency operations center across the East Coast. Atlantic City, one of the latest spots to do that. And the city is going to open an emergency shelter for anybody who's in need of a place to stay.
Yeah, and there will be some later on tonight, especially. It'll be tough to be outside. Lots of new videos streaming into us now showing you this storm in a number of states. This is Nitro, West Virginia.
Right
Nitro,
along I-64. It's just west of Charleston.
West of Charleston.
Nitro. Sounds like an American Gladiator,
It does, yeah. Is there some kind of like energy company based there or something that?
I think there probably was a lot. I don't know if now it's named after that, but I guess it would make sense.
Well, there it is, and there's the road, or what used to be the road. Now it's just a snowpack.
Wow. With snow like this, you really want to stay off the roads if you can. We have had reports of deadly collisions along Interstate 95 in North Carolina as our winter storm started cranking out the snow and the ice. So just really slick roadways.
And now the snow has overtaken Washington, D.C. It's snowing everywhere, everything in a coat of white. Let's bring in meteorologist Mike Seidel, who is live there this afternoon. Mike, what's happening there ahead of the heaviest snow?
Now, we've got about a half an inch so far, so we're just getting underway here, and you can see we don't have a lot of wind. We're out here in Louisiana, D Street Northwest. The Capitol in the distance, I measured on the Google map from our location to the Capitol Dome is about 1,900 feet. So we've got about a third of a mile visibility. Officially at the airports at Reagan National, also at Dulles, about a half mile visibility. Notice the streets here are slushy. Now, the salt truck just came up and down the street, didn't have the plow down, but they just threw a fresh load of salt, and that's really helped things. Right here, this street here was pretty much snow covered, and now it's just wet and a little bit of slush. But as we get that snowfall intensity to come up, we're going to have big problems on the roadways. They will not be able to keep up with the snowfall rate. And then you throw the wind into the equation. This is a dry, powdery snow. The temperature now 24 at Reagan, 23 at Dulles. So it will blow and drift very easily once we get enough of it. And once these winds start to ramp up and blow right down Louisiana from here to there. I was out here in 2010, and it'll be a frenzy of snow out here. The winds really ramp up late tonight, right on through about Saturday dinner time, and then they will come back down. There's your radar. Notice the darker elements. The snow intensity has picked up quickly here, as we saw to our south in Richmond and Charlottesville. Visibility's dropped precipitously as the snow started, down to about a half a mile or quarter mile in about 20 or 25 minutes. So it is snowing at a pretty good clip. This is about a half an inch an hour, and it will continue to intensify. And notice everything is quieting down. There's not much out here. A lot of the cars that were parked over there are gone. Traffic has backed up dramatically over the past several hours. All the federal offices shut down at noon. D.C. offices closed early. Schools are closed. So you give it another 3 or 4 hours out here with Jim Cantori, and there will be very little activity out here around the Capitol. We'll keep you updated. Again, we're in for the long haul here on the Weather Channel. This is going to be a big one, but a tough one, and one that you're not going to be able to get around in, certainly short of walking or finding a snowmobile. Dave and Alex?
Right. Even walking is going to be tough later on tonight, Mike, as those winds really pick up.
Yeah.
Well, here's what we know right now.
All right, we got 78 million people under winter weather alerts across 23 states. Blizzard warnings are in effect for New York City, for Washington, D.C. Metro, and for Philadelphia. So we're talking a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. Baltimore included in that. 5 deaths due to weather-related accidents from Ilias, which was the last weaker storm, and Jonas. And all flights are canceled for the Philadelphia airport on Saturday. Now, with more on the impacts we're already seeing on Winter Storm Janice, here is Storm Specialist Carl Parker.
Dave, not only is this a very powerful storm, it's also a very long-lasting storm. We could be talking about 30 hours of snow in some spots. And let's begin with a look at the satellite picture and show you how the clouds associated with this storm have really overtaken the eastern third of the U.S. Really strong circulation now coming up across the southeast. And the snow total forecast pretty much as it's been over the last couple of days. You notice here, this is the area of 2 feet plus that extends into southern Pennsylvania, Adams, York, Lancaster counties, northern Maryland, right down through I-70, the northwest part of the D.C. metro, Montgomery County, and then across the Potomac River into northern Virginia, right along 66 there, Loudoun, Fairfax counties, and out to Front Royal. And in fact, some of the high-resolution models telling us we could be looking at 3 feet there as you get out towards the Appalachian Mountains and along the 81 corridor. It's going to be one heck of a storm with a lot of wind. There's still some treble spots, most notably southeast of D.C. We may not get as much just southeast of the district, but we do think that in town it's likely to be quite a storm. And also the northernmost edge of this precipitation, that may wiggle just a little bit as we continue to fine-tune this forecast. You notice the snow that has come down here across parts of Kentucky, already a foot in some areas in the mountains there, and the snow really picking up across the D.C. metro area. Moderate snow, as Mike mentioned, half-mile visibility in the D.C. metro right now at Reagan National and also at Dulles. And here is the model forecast. I want you to notice where we've got some darker coloring. That's that heavy mesoscale banding, as we call it, setting up late tonight along 81, along 66 into D.C. and the winds picking up as well. So that is your blizzard by tonight and right through tomorrow morning, also lifting up into parts of Pennsylvania, including the Philly metro. And then it's going strong, we think, through tomorrow afternoon in Philly and also New York. Again, a very long-lasting event. Dave, Alex, back to you.
Wow, thank you, Carl. Well, severe weather is also a concern from this winter storm.
Our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, he's here and in the lab to show us where we need to keep an eye out.
Yeah, well, the severe thunderstorm threat actually seems to be diminishing with some good news. The severe thunderstorm watch that had been in effect for parts of central Florida, that has been canceled. And the other good news is that you do not see anywhere in Florida here on the radar any cloud-to-ground lightning strokes. And so this thunderstorm intensity has gone down. I wouldn't totally rule out an isolated severe thunderstorm, but it's pretty low. Where we do see some cloud-to-ground lightning strikes is just ahead of the surface low here, central parts of Georgia, around Macon. That may follow a warm frontal zone over toward Charleston, South Carolina. There occasionally have been some thunderstorms also here offshore over the Gulf Stream. There's a chance that later tonight one of those could come onshore in the Outer Banks. But what we're seeing here, surface low, temperature about 38 there in the Atlanta metro. There's the warm front I'm talking about. Some places even in the 70s south of that warm front. Look at that east flow there in the 40s and 30s. And of course, even colder you go farther north than that. So mostly the severe thunderstorm threat is pretty low. I'd be worried about the Outer Banks and to some extent a few other places. But it seems like the main part of Jonas is going to be the winter side. Dave, Alex?
Thank you, Dr. Forbes. Well, Winter Storm Jonas is not only packing a big winter punch on land.
No, those living along the coast hit hard by Sandy, they're going to feel its impacts. We're talking wild waves, winds gusting to 55 miles an hour or more, and the coastal flooding, a huge concern. Areas most at risk, they're coming up next.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees with light rain. Tonight, thunderstorms early. A few storms may be severe. Low 55. Saturday, partly cloudy and windy. High 62. Winds could occasionally gust over 50 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies. Low 41. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Jet.com is here. The smart way to save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since shopping.
The challenges facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day. Not to keep up with change, but to drive it. Nobody knows what problems tomorrow will bring, but we do know who will solve them.
I'm Andy, and I lost 30 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Listen up, guys. You want to shed a few pounds? You got a beer belly going on? You can't fit into your pants? I've got one word for you. Nutrisystem. I'm Dan Marino, and I lost 22 pounds with Nutrisystem.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's all-new Turbo 10.
Lose up to 10 pounds plus 5 inches in your first month.
I'm Essex, and I lost 43 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Put down the pie, pick up the phone, and get with the program today.
I'm Michael, and I lost 50 pounds on Nutrisystem.
The food's awesome. If you're like me and you like to eat, that's what you get to do. With Turbo 10, you get delicious meals in 1 week of all-new Turbo Shakes. Free, packed with protein plus probiotics to bust that gut.
And 1 week of NutriCrush shakes to crush hunger. Free.
Nutrisystem works. You'll love it, guaranteed. So guys, put down the pie and pick up the phone right now.
Call 877-671-THIN and get the all-new Turbo 10 with 14 shakes free.
Attention, Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding.
If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and were then hospitalized for internal bleeding, call the Goldwater Law Firm.
The makers of Pradaxa have agreed to pay $650 million in settlements. If you took Pradaxa or Xarelto and were injured, call us right now.
You may be entitled to substantial compensation. Call 1-800-819-1200. That's 1-800-819-1200.
Like most of us, you've taken good care of your home over the years. You've worked hard to make sure it's weathered the storms and always looked its best. So when it comes to your retirement years, wouldn't it be great if your home could start taking care of you? Well, it can. A reverse mortgage loan from AAG can help you access your home's equity as tax-free cash and could give you the retirement you've earned. It's money that can eliminate your existing monthly mortgage payments, pay off debt, and get you and your family the financial resources you need. If you're 62 or older and own your home, why not call for a free information pack from AAG with absolutely no obligation? It'll tell you what you need to know about how a reverse mortgage could work for you.
Call 1-800-850-1314 now to receive our all-new information pack, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-850-1314. That's 1-800-850-1314.
You'll receive a reverse mortgage guide and discover that it's a loan that your home pays back instead of you making monthly payments, allowing you to stay in the home you love. In the pack, there's also an important all-new reverse mortgage retirement planner that explains the many ways a reverse mortgage can provide stability for your retirement. And we know how important family can be in making these types of decisions. So there's a third guide filled with information for your family and loved ones. It's got what you need to know about reverse mortgages and how they can play a vital role in your retirement plan. For many of us, our home is our biggest asset. Maybe it's time you unlocked that money and started making it work for you. Don't you deserve it? Give AAG a call today.
Call 1-800-850-1314 now to receive our all-new information pack, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-850-1314. That's 1-800-850-1314.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
Residents of the South, the first to feel the sting of Winter Storm Jonas. This is Greensboro, Kentucky. But drivers in this parking lot are having some fun with the snow that Jonas brought out. Huh?
They just could not resist getting out there in that wide open parking lot and doing some donuts.
And having some donuts too, probably.
Probably.
And some hot coffee, not a bad idea.
Some soup, you know, moms have been cooking meals for the kids that have been sent home from school for days. Macaroni and cheese was always my favorite on a snowy day. That Kraft mac and cheese, you can't beat that.
Some hot soup too.
That's good too.
Love that. You know, Sarah Daloff is in Charlotte, North Carolina. They've had sleet and freezing rain all morning.
And this is a place we're very concerned about the ice accumulation that could lead to some power outages. Let's check in with Sarah.
Well, hey, Dave and Alex, we had a little break in the storm, but right now the hail is kicking back up. It is cold. We're experiencing the winds again. Let's show you an aerial picture of this area where we are from our drone. It's up live in the sky right now, showing a scene, a city covered in snow and ice. Some traffic here on the roads, despite officials urging people to stay home whenever possible. We've got government offices and the majority of schools all closed today. The airport pretty much shut down, just some few flights getting in and out. American Airlines actually canceled all flights into and out of the Charlotte Douglas International Airport. I mentioned more cars venturing out onto the roads as the day goes on, but officials are cautioning people that the preparations they put out ahead of the storms, the brine and the salt, that all washed away due to some overnight rains, making the possibility of black ice a very real and a very scary possibility as the temperatures continue to drop. Now, many people just opted to stay indoors all day today and not go out. That wasn't the case, at least for the Carolina Panthers. Believe it or not, they had a snow day practice today out here in the elements. Their coach saying that he hopes that will give his team an edge this coming Sunday when they play against the Arizona Cardinals, a team used to more mild conditions, at least when they practice. Meanwhile, as conditions worsen, we've got National Guardsmen being activated. They're going to cars on the side of the road, making sure that no one's inside and helping motorists who may be stranded as the temperature drops and we head into the nighttime. Dave and Alex, things get riskier for people who are venturing out on the roads. Hopefully everyone can just stay inside tonight until this weather passes. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Sarah Doloff in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to be checking back in with her. Coastal concerns, one of the other big issues with Jonas. We're going to see a storm surge possible, high waves, and so high tide. That's going to be the time to watch. We've got 3 high tide cycles, 2 on Saturday and even into Sunday morning. We're going to have more from our storm surge specialist, Michael Lowry. He's coming up at 5 o'clock. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the radar and some of the areas that we are most concerned about. Look at this. I mean, West Virginia, you are getting slammed with heavy snow. Beckley up to Charleston, the West Virginia Turnpike, a nightmare. From Pikeville, Kentucky, northward towards Ashland, you have seen a ton of snow coming down. There's that Charlotte area with freezing rain, or rather over here, the freezing rain, the wintry mix, but even south of Raleigh, we've got the freezing rain, wintry mix as well. Here's the coastal concern. Notice all these lines of pressure, these isobars packed. So here from, say, Maryland up through Jersey, we're going to see a really strong onshore wind. So those winds are going to be driving towards the coast. That's going to increase the wave height. So then at periods of high tide, we've got a much higher threat for coastal flooding. So we're going to be watching again Maryland up through New Jersey as those areas that have the best chance of the moderate to major coastal flooding even into early on Sunday. Here's Atlantic City. We've got to watch high tide just before 7 a.m. and then just after 7 p.m. and then again, Dave, into Sunday morning.
So wind and waves along the coast, but inland, a real headache for air travelers. This is Nashville's airport. Earlier today, crews working to clear wintry runways. On the way, the massive numbers of flights already canceled and the forecast you need for key interstates.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins because I trust their quality. They were the first to have a vitamin verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended letter vitamin brand.
Lucifer Morning Star. Is that a stage name or something?
God-given, I'm afraid. We should be out there solving homicide and punishing those responsible.
We? How'd you do that? Like to play cop, do you?
No, I just like to play in general, detective. What about you?
Lucifer premieres Monday on Fox. We know you have a morning routine. We have one too. 7 days a week. AMHQ is right here and weather ready.
Let me get you ready for the day weather-wise. We've got a lot going on this morning.
Definitely see what kind of pattern we've had. So start your morning routine with Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, Jan Carfagno, and the rest of AMHQ. It is a team here at the Weather Channel and an awesome team at that.
Let's get right to what you want, and that is the weather.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees with light rain. Tonight, thunderstorms early. A few storms may be severe. Low 55. Saturday, partly cloudy and windy. High 62. Winds could occasionally gust over 50 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies. Low 41. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Inside every business, the right information doesn't always get into the right hands.
Johnson makes how much? Son of a... Betty, do you know how much Johnson makes?
Let Brother customize an office solution that ensures your confidential information stays that way. We'll equip you with authorized access for paper and digital documents, putting peace of mind at your side.
Betty!
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
When unexpected bills become too much, reach out to Rise. With cash in your account as soon as tomorrow, letting you get back to what matters most. Visit risecredit.com today.
Carmex has been soothing lips for almost 80 years. And now our latest innovation, Carmex Cold Sore Treatment, blocks pain and itch on contact while it smooths and fills for a less visible sore. Try Carmex Cold Sore Treatment, voted Product of the Year. And for dry, chapped lips, try Carmex Lip Balms.
Over 40, feeling tired, losing muscle, and even romantic drive? Man up with Ageless Male. Natural ingredients clinically shown to support energy, promote muscle, and boost free testosterone.
The great thing about Ageless Male is that it works.
Man up with Ageless Male.
Hi, Linda. Looks like you've got a prescription to fill. The exact same drug that's $10 at this pharmacy is $150 at this one. GoodRx finds prices and discount coupons on every prescription. Just input the drug name and instantly find savings at virtually every pharmacy in America.
Here's my prescription, and I have a coupon from GoodRx.
Go to GoodRx.com and compare, print, and save for free. Stop paying too much for your prescriptions. Print your free coupon.
It's never too early to get excited for the Super Bowl. Right now with NFL Network on Xfinity, you can watch 30-minute recaps of every Super Bowl ever played. All the big touchdowns, first downs, and takedowns. Plus over 100 hours of coverage the week of Super Bowl 50 on NFL Network. Don't wait, the countdown is on. Upgrade to Digital Preferred TV for a great low price and get every Super Bowl on demand with NFL Network. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit xfinity.com/sports today.
For our patients with uncomfortable dentures, missing or broken teeth, dental implants, and fixed bridges are a fantastic solution.
Well, the results were amazing. The procedure was completed in just a few short visits, and I left the first visit with temporaries that looked like my real teeth. And the compliments I receive about my smile have really helped build my confidence, and they are very nice to hear.
Call us today at 1-855-SMILE-NOW. Convenient locations in Stewart, West Palm Beach, and Jupiter. It's your time to smile now.
5. When the weather turns serious, the first thing I'm thinking is, how do I communicate the message very clearly to people so they understand what the risk is and how to get through this?
Snow's been falling since last night here in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's making travel around town really dangerous. We've had probably, 6 inches by now?
Yeah, across parts of the metro area, at least just outside of town, we've seen totals up to 9.5 inches. This video shot from the Green Hills area of the city, and you can see those cars totally covered. I feel like we should save this video to just play on Christmas, because doesn't this just put you It's a very serene look.
did.
You know, when we look at people pushing cars through the snow or getting stuck or without power, it can be a real pain. But when you look at this, you actually see this is really beautiful.
How about July 4th? We run that
All
in
right, let's
Nashville
do
when
it.
people are kvetching
When
about the
everybody's
heat.
so hot.
So hot. I'm so hot. Yeah.
Let's talk about
Look at that.
all of the areas under some kind of alert and the big ones that stick out to you. I'm wearing my blizzard warning pink because we've got them from New York City to Baltimore and Philly and D.C.
I've got mine too here.
Yeah, you do.
Check that out.
Yep.
Yeah, look at that. New York City and the island, blizzard warning. Just north of New York, it's a winter storm warning because the snow will be a little less intense.
Right, and we were also talking about really strong winds that are going to reduce visibilities to barely anything at times.
Yep.
All right, you get that figured out. I'm going to talk about the winter weather advisory stretching all the way into the south. I mean, it's snowing in Birmingham, Alabama. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
There it is. And we've even seen thunderstorms. You know, you were telling me earlier about the warmth once you get south of the Atlanta area into parts of Georgia.
It's in the 70s
Spring-like.
down there. Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But then that cold air surging in.
And look at the swirl. You got cold air coming in aloft, which is why it's snowing in Birmingham. But you got warm air coming in aloft over the cold air. That's why we have ice and freezing rain in North Carolina.
Yeah, and as expected, that Charlotte to Raleigh region going to be one of the hot spots. So we got to watch that very closely. Northeast Georgia has seen some wintry mix as well, freezing rain as well as sleet.
That cold air coming in on strong northeasterly winds, even into Chamblee on the northeast side of Atlanta, mid-30s with light rain.
Yeah, you know, if you live anywhere from Charlotte to Greenville towards Atlanta, that northeast wind is something to be reckoned with in the winter.
It's a killer, and of course the ice on the bridges and overpasses.
Going to be
travel almost impossible.
Yeah. All right, then we get into Southwest Virginia. So Roanoke up towards, say, the Lexington area, right where you're going to head east or west towards Richmond or Charleston, all the way up towards Harrisonburg. It's been crazy with the snowfall today.
And now the snow has begun in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We're going to have some significant snow here tonight, too.
Yeah, we are. All right, so this is what we're watching for as we go forward in time. Well, you can see that's all messed up. We've got snow all the way into parts of Pennsylvania, even the New York City area tonight.
That's right. One of the places dealing with the snowy side of the winter storm, the airport in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, this is what it looks like. Snow on the runways, crews continuing to work to clear all that wintry precip that's been coming down throughout the day today. You got to imagine this is not what you want to see as you're waiting for your flight to the Caribbean.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine sitting there in the airport and you see the snow and the de-icing and you're like...
And you're wearing your shorts. You're ready to go. You got your boarding pass. You're ready for your coconut drink.
Right. And we're not going to spend the night in a hotel by the airport?
Yeah, nobody wants to do that.
You.
And unfortunately, Jonas is causing some huge travel troubles. Look at this. Nationwide, nearly 6,000 cancellations for today and tomorrow, including all flights tomorrow at Philadelphia. They just said across the board.
Yeah, I just went on to FAA.gov/delays. No delays in the entire country.
And we both thought the same thing.
But don't go to the airport because no delays doesn't mean no cancellations, as we see right there.
Yeah, we think in many cases the flights aren't delayed because they've just been scratched.
Nixed.
All right, here's the evening forecast. Looking forward through the rest of tonight. Yeah, you don't want to be out there on the roads. Anywhere around the loop, around Washington, D.C., into Baltimore, into Philly. You don't want to be on those roads.
Right, and the winds were only going to get stronger tonight, which means we're going to have whiteout conditions in the middle of the night, temperatures in the 20s. No way you should brave that.
The Beltway can be crazy enough to drive on. You don't want to add low visibilities and snow as well.
Absolutely right. You know, no matter what curves this powerful winter storm throws, we want you to know one thing.
We have you covered. You can stay ahead of Winter Storm Jonas on air, online, and on your mobile devices. We're live into Sunday.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early. A few storms may be severe. Low 55. Saturday, partly cloudy and windy. High 62. Winds could occasionally gust over 50 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies. Low 41. Here's our 7-day outlook.